In an unexpected turn of events that has left all of Latin America in shock, Lula has perpetrated what many consider the ultimate betrayal against Venezuela. In a move that no one saw coming, the Brazilian leader has stabbed his neighbor in the back, leaving the Venezuelan nation reeling in a sea of disbelief and fury. This act of disloyalty has shaken the foundations of diplomatic relations in the region, and the repercussions are only just beginning to be felt. The news has spread like wildfire, and with good reason. The magnitude of this betrayal is such that it has left Venezuelans, already accustomed to adversity, speechless. How could Lula, a historic ally, make such a drastic change of direction? The streets of Caracas are boiling with indignation, and social media is burning with comments from citizens who cannot believe what is happening. The feeling of betrayal is palpable, and the clamor for answers is deafening. Meanwhile, in Brazil, Lula's silence is deafening. The lack of explanations only fuels conspiracy theories and discontent. What led Lula to take such a radical decision? What dark interests are hiding behind this move? Questions are piling up, and answers are few. The tension in the region is palpable, and the world is watching intently, waiting for the next chapter in this saga of betrayal and deceit. Lula's betrayal has not only left Venezuela in a state of shock, but has also put the stability of the entire region in jeopardy. The implications of this act are profound and far-reaching, and the consequences could be devastating. The international community is on high alert, and world leaders will not be slow to speak out about this scandal that threatens to destabilize the delicate balance of power in South America. At this critical moment, the question on everyone's mind is, what's next? How will Venezuela respond to this unprecedented betrayal? What steps will the international community take to address this crisis? The future of the region hangs in the balance, and the entire world is waiting to see how events unfold in the coming days. In an unexpected twist that has left all of Latin America in shock, details of a conspiracy have been revealed that threatens to change the course of the region's political history. Following the shocking discovery of Lula's betrayal of Venezuela, the shadows of intrigue are deepening. Behind closed doors, a secret plot was brewing, which is now coming to light, exposing the former Brazilian president's true intentions. The clandestine meetings, which until now had remained hidden under a veil of secrecy, reveal a web of hidden agendas and broken promises. Lula, once seen as a trusted ally, has been unmasked as the architect of a plan to undermine Maduro's leadership. Sources indicate that these meetings were not mere diplomatic encounters, but authentic conspiracy summits where strategies were drawn up to destabilize the Venezuelan government. The magnitude of this betrayal is such that it has left political analysts speechless. The implications of this plot are profound and devastating, not only for Venezuela, but for the entire region. The trust placed in Lula has been shattered, and now, the world watches in amazement as this plot worthy of a political thriller unfolds. As details continue to emerge, the question that resonates from every corner is, what motivated Lula to undertake such a betrayal? Theories abound, but what is undeniable is that this revelation has lit a fuse that threatens to unleash a series of unpredictable events. History is unfolding before our eyes, and the outcome promises to be as explosive as the beginning of this saga of betrayal and deceit. In an unexpected twist that has left all of Latin America in shock, leaked documents have come to light, revealing Lula's true intentions towards Venezuela. These files, which Lula desperately tried to bury, expose a cold, calculated plan that threatens to destabilize the entire region. The evidence is overwhelming. Lula, once seen as an ally, has been maneuvering in the shadows, weaving a web of deceit that is now unfolding before our eyes. The documents, obtained from confidential sources, detail secret meetings and shady deals Lula allegedly held with key figures, all with the aim of undermining the Maduro regime. The scale of this betrayal is hard to fathom, and the implications are terrifying. How could Lula, a leader who preached unity and cooperation, stoop so low? The answer lies within the pages of these documents, which paint a picture of unbridled ambition and boundless betrayal. The leak of these documents has unleashed an unprecedented political storm. Reactions have not been long in coming, and the world is watching in shock and dismay. Maduro's fury, already known for his volatile temperament, has reached new heights, and his response promises to be as explosive as the documents themselves. Meanwhile, Venezuelan citizens, feeling betrayed and vulnerable, are raising their voices in a clamor of indignation and distrust. This scandal not only shakes the foundations of relations between Brazil and Venezuela, but also raises serious questions about the future of politics in South America. Lula's betrayal could trigger a series of events that alter the balance of power in the region, and the consequences could be devastating. The international community is watching closely, as world leaders strongly condemn Lula's actions, demanding explanations and justice. At this critical moment, the truth has come out, and there is no turning back. History is unfolding before us, and the world waits with bated breath to see how this political drama will be resolved. Lula's betrayal is a chilling reminder that, in the game of power, there are no permanent friends, only permanent interests. Maduro's fury unleashed like an unstoppable hurricane on social media, shaking the entire world with his verbal onslaught. In an unprecedented act of outrage, the Venezuelan leader took Twitter by storm, launching a series of incendiary messages that left no stone unturned. Lula's betrayal, a low blow that no one saw coming, had lit the fuse of an explosion of anger that resonated in every corner of the planet. Maduro, in his characteristically combative style, held nothing back. His words, laden with venom and disdain, painted Lula as the villain in a plot worthy of a political soap opera. "Traitor! Traitor!" he exclaimed in his tweets, accusing the former Brazilian president of having stabbed an entire country in the back. The social network became the battlefield where Maduro waged his personal war, and his enraged followers were quick to join the chorus of condemnation. The impact of this digital tirade was immediate and devastating. Media outlets around the world picked up on the storm unleashed by Maduro, amplifying his message and taking the controversy to new heights. Political analysts rushed to dissect every word, every insinuation, seeking to understand the implications of this public confrontation between two titans of Latin American politics. Meanwhile, in Brazil, Lula's silence was deafening. The absence of an immediate response only fueled the speculation and morbid curiosity of a global audience that could not look away from this spectacle of epic proportions. Tensions between the two countries reached critical levels, and the international community watched the development of events with concern. Maduro's fury not only shook social media but also put diplomatic relations in the region in jeopardy. Lula's betrayal, real or perceived, had opened a deep wound that threatened to destabilize the already fragile political balance in South America. The question on everyone's mind was, what would come next? The answer, uncertain and fraught with tension, kept the world in suspense, waiting for the next chapter in this saga of betrayal and revenge. The international community is in a state of shock following recent revelations about Lula's actions, which have left Venezuela in an unprecedented situation of vulnerability. Lula's betrayal has resonated in the corridors of global power, provoking a wave of condemnation that shows no signs of abating. Leaders around the world have raised their voices, vehemently denouncing the former Brazilian president's behavior, which has been described as an act of disloyalty without parallel. From European capitals to African nations, the clamor is unanimous. Lula has crossed a red line that threatens to destabilize not only Venezuela, but the entire South American region. The indignation is palpable, and statements of repudiation are coming at a dizzying pace. In a joint statement, several heads of state have demanded immediate explanations and concrete actions to mitigate the damage caused by this betrayal. The echo of this international condemnation is not only resonating in diplomatic circles, but has also captured the attention of world public opinion. Social media is ablaze with comments from citizens everywhere, who cannot believe the magnitude of the betrayal. The pressure on Lula is mounting, and demands for accountability are multiplying. Amidst this whirlwind of reactions, the question on everyone's mind is, how will Lula respond to this avalanche of criticism? The international community is watching his every move closely, waiting for him to take steps to repair the damage inflicted. However, the shadow of mistrust has already set in, and it will be a monumental challenge for Lula to try to restore his image on the global stage. The situation is critical, and time is running out. The international community is not prepared to let this act of betrayal go unconscioned, and the pressure on Lula will only intensify in the days ahead. History is unfolding before our eyes, and the outcome is uncertain. What is clear is that the world will not easily forget this betrayal, and the repercussions will be felt for a long time to come. Lula's betrayal has left all of South America teetering on the edge of the abyss. His unexpected move has not only shaken Venezuela, but threatens to destabilize the entire region. Lula's action, seen by many as a stab in the back, could trigger a chain of events that would forever change the balance of power in South America. The impact of this betrayal is not limited to Venezuela's borders. The region, already fragile due to political and economic tensions, could face an unprecedented crisis. Analysts warn that Lula's move could trigger a domino effect, unleashing internal conflicts in neighboring countries and exacerbating existing divisions. The stability of strategic alliances is at stake, and the future of regional cooperation hangs in the balance. South America's leaders are on high alert, aware that any misstep could trigger political chaos. Trust between nations, already eroded by years of mistrust and rivalries, could crumble completely. Lula's betrayal is not just a blow to Venezuela, it is a direct challenge to unity and peace on the continent. Meanwhile, the streets of Caracas and other Venezuelan cities are seething with indignation. Citizens, feeling betrayed, are demanding strong responses and action. Popular anger could become a catalyst for protest movements that spread beyond Venezuela's borders, igniting the spark of rebellion across the region. In this climate of uncertainty, the question on everyone's mind is, what was Lula seeking with this move? What could he gain by putting the stability of an entire region at risk? The answers to these questions could define the future of South America for years to come. Lula's betrayal is not just a scandal. It is an existential threat to the regional order, and the world is watching intently every development in this explosive saga. In an unexpected turn of events that has left Venezuela in a state of shock, Lula's actions have been seen as a monumental betrayal. Shocked and furious Venezuelan citizens have raised their voices in a unanimous clamor against what they consider a stab in the back. The streets of Caracas and other cities have been filled with demonstrations, with banners and chants resonating with a clear message: Lula has betrayed Venezuela. The outrage is not limited to the streets. On social media, Venezuelans have flooded the platforms with messages of repudiation, demanding explanations and justice. The sense of betrayal is palpable, and each comment reflects the deep hurt felt by citizens. No more betrayals. Lula, you have sold Venezuela, is just one of the many messages that are repeated in a deafening echo. Local media have captured the essence of this discontent, interviewing citizens who do not hesitate to express their disappointment and anger. We feel abandoned by someone we trusted, says one protester, while another adds, Lula has shown that he is not a friend of Venezuela, but an opportunist. This sense of betrayal has united Venezuelans in a common cause, transcending political and social differences. The feeling of being used as pawns in a political game has run deep, and the demand for answers is growing ever stronger. The pressure on Lula is mounting, and the world is watching closely as this saga of betrayal and disillusionment unfolds. The question that resonates in every corner of Venezuela is clear. How could Lula, a leader once seen as an ally, make such a devastating turn? The answer, still uncertain, is fervently sought by a people who are not willing to easily forget or forgive. In an unexpected twist that has left all of Latin America in a state of shock, it has been revealed that Lula, the Brazilian leader, may be pulling strings behind the scenes to precipitate Venezuela's downfall. This scandal, which has shaken the foundations of regional politics, raises the question: what could Lula gain from the collapse of a neighboring country? Theories abound, with political analysts quick to point out that there could be a carefully calculated plan behind this betrayal. Some suggest that Lula is seeking to consolidate his power in the region, eliminating an uncomfortable rival and weakening Maduro's influence. Others speculate that there could be hidden economic interests, perhaps related to control of strategic resources that Venezuela possesses in abundance. The possibility that Lula is using his influence to destabilize Venezuela has raised alarm bells across the region. Venezuela's downfall could open up new opportunities for Brazil in terms of trade and strategic alliances, but at an incalculable human and political cost. The question on everyone's mind is whether Lula is willing to sacrifice regional stability for his own interests. Meanwhile, the streets of Caracas are seething with anger. Citizens, feeling betrayed, are demanding answers and justice. The tension is palpable, and fears of a larger conflict grow with each passing day. The international community is watching with concern, aware that Lula's actions could trigger a chain of events that no one could have foreseen. In this climate of uncertainty, Lula's figure becomes the center of attention. Is this the move of a visionary leader or the desperate act of a cornered politician? What is clear is that the fate of Venezuela hangs in the balance, and the entire world is waiting to see how this political drama of epic proportions will unfold. In an unexpected turn of events that has left all of Latin America in a state of shock, Maduro's allies have begun to mobilize with unrelenting fury against what they consider an unprecedented betrayal by Lula. News of Lula's alleged conspiracy against Venezuela has ignited a spark of indignation that threatens to turn into an uncontrollable fire. Maduro's followers, enraged and determined, have launched a call to arms, urging all those loyal to the regime to unite in a fierce defense against what they perceive as a direct attack on Venezuelan sovereignty. The streets of Caracas and other key cities have been filled with protesters, holding signs in their hands, calling for justice and demanding a strong response. Social media is abuzz with messages of support for Maduro and condemnation of Lula, while opinion leaders and public figures join the chorus of voices denouncing this alleged betrayal. The atmosphere is tense, charged with a mix of anger and determination, while Maduro's allies promise not to rest until justice is done. In this context of growing tension, the statements of the Chavista leaders have not been long in coming. Using incendiary language, they have accused Lula of being a pawn of foreign interests, willing to sacrifice the stability of an entire region for his own benefit. The rhetoric is harsh, uncompromising, and reflects the seriousness with which the Maduro regime perceives this situation. The international community is watching with concern how this conflict unfolds, aware that the repercussions could be devastating for the stability of South America. Meanwhile, Maduro's allies continue their campaign, determined to unmask what they consider a vile conspiracy and defend their country from any external threat. The battle is on, and the entire world is attentive to the outcome of this confrontation that promises to change the course of history in the region. In an unexpected turn of events that has left all of Latin America in a state of shock, the scandal surrounding Lula and his alleged betrayal of Venezuela has unleashed an unprecedented media storm. Media outlets around the world have captured the public's attention with sensational headlines that leave no room for doubt. The political drama is at its peak. From the moment details of this betrayal were leaked, newsrooms have been working at full speed, digging up every scrap of information that might shed light on Lula's true intentions. News networks have devoted hours of programming to analyzing every angle of this story, while newspapers have printed special editions that fly off the newsstands. Journalists, in a tone that mixes outrage and astonishment, have dissected every detail of the secret meetings and leaked documents that point to a conspiracy of epic proportions. Images of Maduro, furious and unleashed on social media, have been reproduced again and again, fueling the fire of controversy. On talk shows, pundits engage in heated discussions about the implications of this scandal. Some argue that Lula has crossed a red line, endangering the stability of the entire region. Others, however, suggest that there is more than meets the eye, hinting that there could be hidden interests that have not yet come to light. Media coverage has been relentless, with reporters on the ground in Venezuela and Brazil, capturing the reactions of citizens who feel betrayed and angry. Interviews with opinion leaders and political analysts have flooded the airwaves, each offering their own interpretation of events and predictions about what might happen next. In this whirlwind of information, one thing is clear. The scandal has captured the attention of the entire world, and the story is far from over. The media continues to scrutinize every new development, making sure that the public does not miss a single detail of this saga that promises to change the course of South American politics forever. The scandal that has rocked all of Latin America has left Brazil in the eye of the storm. Lula's betrayal of Venezuela has not only unleashed a political storm in the neighboring country, but has also generated an earthquake in Brazil itself. Confidence in Lula's leadership is shaken, and the repercussions of his actions threaten to destabilize his government. Since the news broke, Brazil's political landscape has been in constant turmoil. Lula's allies, who once backed him wholeheartedly, now find themselves at a crossroads, questioning his loyalty and true intentions. The streets of Brazil have been filled with demonstrations, with citizens demanding explanations and transparency. The outrage is palpable, and the clamor for accountability resonates in every corner of the country. Opposition parties have seized the opportunity to lash out, demanding thorough investigations and suggesting that Lula may have compromised national security. The pressure on the government is immense, and the possibility of impeachment no longer seems so far away. Lula's image, once seen as a pillar of stability and progress, is now tarnished by the shadows of betrayal. In Congress, discussions are heated. Lawmakers debate possible sanctions and measures to be taken to mitigate the damage caused. Trust in Lula's leadership is at stake, and every decision he makes will be crucial to his political future. Political analysts warn that this scandal could mark the beginning of the end of his career, unless he manages to regain the trust of the Brazilian people. Meanwhile, the media continues to cover the scandal. Every new development is scrutinized, and theories about Lula's motivations proliferate. Was it a miscalculation or a deliberate move? The question remains unanswered, but what is clear is that the consequences of his actions have left an indelible mark on Brazilian politics. In this climate of uncertainty, Lula's future hangs in the balance. The betrayal of Venezuela has triggered a series of events that could redefine Brazil's political landscape. The nation is watching intently, waiting to see if Lula can overcome this crisis or if he will be consumed by the scandal he himself unleashed. In an unexpected twist that has left all of Latin America in shock, Lula da Silva, the charismatic Brazilian leader, has been accused of betraying Venezuela in a way that no one saw coming. The news has exploded like a bombshell, revealing a web of deceit and political maneuvering that has shaken the foundations of the region. Lula's betrayal is not just a low blow to Venezuela, but an act that threatens to destabilize the entire South American continent. As details unravel, secret meetings and hidden agendas have come to light, exposing a plot that seems straight out of a spy novel. Leaked documents have revealed Lula's true intentions, laying bare a meticulously orchestrated plan to undermine the Maduro regime. Maduro's fury was swift. His reaction was a whirlwind of indignation that erupted on social media, where his anger manifested itself in a series of posts that resonated around the world. The international community has not remained silent. Leaders from around the world have raised their voices in a chorus of condemnation, denouncing Lula's actions as an unprecedented act of betrayal. The region is on the brink of a diplomatic crisis, with the potential to trigger a domino effect that could alter the geopolitical balance of South America. Amidst this chaos, the voices of Venezuelan citizens are rising loudly, expressing their sense of betrayal and disillusionment. The question on everyone's mind is, what is Lula seeking with this move? What could he gain from Venezuela's fall? Meanwhile, Maduro's allies are mobilizing, calling for action against what they consider an unforgivable act of deceit. Media coverage has been frenetic, with sensational headlines capturing the attention of the global public. In Brazil, the scandal has had significant political repercussions, affecting Lula's standing within his own country. The question on everyone's mind is whether Lula will be able to repair the damage done. Is it possible for him to find a path to redemption and restore relations with Venezuela and the international community? The future of South American politics hangs in the balance, and the implications of this scandal could be profound and long-lasting. The story unfolds with an intensity that keeps the world on edge, waiting for the next chapter in this explosive saga. The scandal that has rocked South America has reached its climax with a revelation that promises to change the course of politics in the region. Lula's betrayal of Venezuela has not only left the nation in shock, but has set off a series of events that could redefine the political future of the continent. In an unexpected twist, leaked documents have exposed Lula's true intentions, exposing a plot that no one saw coming. Maduro's fury, unleashed in a series of incendiary tweets, has resonated around the world, prompting a wave of international condemnation. Global leaders have raised their voices, denouncing Lula's actions and demanding answers. The stability of the region hangs in the balance, and the impact of this betrayal could be devastating. Venezuelan citizens, feeling betrayed, have taken to the streets, demanding justice and clamoring for an end to foreign interference. The question on everyone's mind is, what does Lula seek with Venezuela's downfall? Theories abound, but the truth remains elusive. Meanwhile, Maduro's allies have mobilized, calling for action against what they see as an unprecedented attack. Media coverage has been frenetic, with sensational headlines capturing the world's attention. In Brazil, the scandal has left an indelible mark on Lula's reputation, sparking debate about his political future. The big question now is whether Lula will be able to repair the damage done. The long-term implications of this scandal are profound, and the final verdict on its impact on South American politics is yet to be determined. What is certain is that this episode has left an indelible mark on the history of the region, and its outcome could redefine the balance of power in South America forever.